So I've stripped the Land Rover down to get access to all the bulkhead and the chassis and various other bits that need looking at. You can see the Land Rover tent is pretty full of stuff now. So we'll just have a look around various bits, show you the good, the bad and the ugly. We'll start up this end. So the chassis generally are fairly sound, but this end is suffering a bit. One of the things I always noticed on the Land Rover is the bumper was wonky, and I now know why. Someone's welded on some dumb iron repairs, but welded them on wonky, which is annoying. So I'll replace those. Also, if I can just have a look under here, so you can see there's some rot in the chassis and evidence of various years worth of repairs, and the story is similar under here as well. I'll cut up that rot. So the next job is to cut it off here, get rid of that, and then rebuild this section using plate, and then weld on that front dumb iron cross member repair piece. The bulkhead is in okay condition. It's pretty decent down there. There's been some repairs in the past. The corners have gone in the usual places, so there's a lot of holes and things around there, so we'll have to repair that. There's a bit of damage on the top in the sort of usual location on that side. On the driver's side it's a little bit worse. You could see this coming through the filler and the stuff that was on there before, so again that'll have to be cut out. There's a bit of sort of peppering there, so I think that shouldn't be too bad to repair. What I'm not quite so sure about is how to repair this. There's been a lot of rot at the bottom of this windscreen support, got a lot of holes in it. I haven't found anywhere where I can get these, so if anyone's got any ideas for how to repair this, then advice would be greatly appreciated. I'll probably end up just digging some plates on and then grinding it flush. But generally the rest of the bulkhead is in pretty good nick. There's been some footwell repairs in the past and they're fine. All it needs is a good wire wheel over and a new coat of paint, other than those repairs. One of the few mechanical things I'm going to have to deal with is this steering box. It's locked up somehow, so if I turn the steering wheel, it's completely locked, so I don't know. I'm assuming it's an issue with the steering box. It might be an issue with the lock on the steering, but I think it probably is the steering box, so I'll have to have a look at that. The back of the chassis is in pretty good condition. I think this back has been replaced at some point. I've wire wheeled it all over and then just given it a quick coat of red oxide to stop it rusting. So I won't need to do anything with that other than just a coat of paint. That middle section there I've already painted when I had the gearbox out last year. I took the full dash out just to have a look what was behind. Generally it's in okay condition, apart from this lower dash, so you can see there's a lot of rust there. In fact most of the metalwork inside that plastic skin has rotted away. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm certainly not going to pay for a new one, as they seem to be about £800, which would completely blow the budget for the project. So I'll probably end up just cleaning the rust off, curing the rest of the rust and painting it and putting it back on, and also servicing the heater control mechanism inside. I repaired the seat box last year before its MOT, so I fixed on a new side piece there. I think actually it's the other side, where it had rotted, where the seat belt steel touched the aluminium. So that seat box is all repaired, so I don't need to do anything with that. The back buck does need some work on it though. It's generally okay, apart from you can't really see particularly well in there, but the bottom of the tub area has rotted through, and a lot of the cross members are fairly rotted underneath. So I've got some replacement cross members, and I'll probably just patch the aluminium. This is what's left of the exhaust, so that's completely rotten, so I've cut all that out and I have a replacement exhaust. To make the chassis repairs I had to take the front axle off, so those bolts came out well, but the front ones, as is fairly standard, were well and truly stuck. So as I was just replacing the chassis anyway, I've just chopped those off, and what I have to do is chop these and probably burn the bush out and just punch that through. I've already replaced or resurfaced the swivels, so taken all the old seals out. I can just do a bit of a clean up, but generally they're in pretty good condition. I'll change all the brake pads, and the bearings need a bit of a tweak. The shed is hugely chaotic at the moment with loads of stuff just shoved everywhere. So I'm just storing all the stuff in here. I have some work to do on the door tops, and I could probably do with dealing with a little bit of the rust at the bottom of the back door as well. But generally the body works okay, and it doesn't need a huge amount of work to it. This is the pile of fixings and fasteners that I got off the Land Rover. So I've tried to bag everything up like this, so I can put it back together again. We shall see. Hopefully I can remember how to put the stuff back together.